and the rescue caches. And the other one is our co-pilot Allison, which is our one and only tool which is exclusive for Signal Cartel pilots, and she guides us along our way or in our journeys. Well, let's start with myself. I'm a pretty new EVE player. I started only in 2016, and as probably many players, I started mining and got pretty bored quickly. And after that, a few days later, I started exploration, but I didn't actually get the hang of it. And then summer came, and I lost interest in playing EVE because of the good weather. And but that went over, and winter came again. I started playing EVE once more, again with exploration stuff. And then I asked myself why I'm not in a corporation yet. I'm pretty much a solo player usually, even if I play multiplayer games. Well, I had a look at different corporations, and finally I found, I think it was on Reddit somewhere, I found Signal Cartel, which play EVE with a very different style compared to probably anybody else. And, well, I joined Signal last year, and like 6 weeks later I became a recruiter because one of the old guys left the corporation, and there was a free space in the recruit team, and I wanted to participate in the corporation organizational stuff. And well, that made me a recruiter for Signal Cartel, which also led me to the waving at Holger at the chief lead call out of who might want to help, and or to talk about stuff, and recruiters do what recruiters do. And these days I mostly play EVE outside the game because I do the corporation organization stuff, and we have right now a big role-playing group in Signal where I'm pretty active and programming code and stuff like that. So I'm not that much online anymore, but it's pretty fun to be in this different corporation. Now, Signal Cartel, what do we do? The corporation is like 3 years old. We have something between 600 and 800 active members. And we get like 100 applications per month, which we process. And usually people get kicked out of corporation if they are inactive, like for 4 to 6 weeks or so. So that's why the numbers are jumping up and down all the time. And we are heavily based on US time zones. There are the most players, but in general, we are active worldwide in our time zones and usually active during our night here. So that makes it sometimes a bit difficult for European guys. Well, now about our playstyle. We are neutral against all kind of playstyles. We accept pirates, headhunters, whatever PvP stuff is around, it's all good to us. There is no preferred good, evil, whatever. We are neutral, we don't engage in politics or anything. And we try to be helpful as much as we can, respectful to everybody. We don't swear, curse, blame other people on something. And we are peaceful. We are led by our so-called Credo, which designs the rules, how we act. And that gives us, well, strict orders that we are only able to self-defend ourselves. And self-defense is pretty strict for us also. Like, we cannot call reinforcement for help. If you want to jump out of the system, the fight is over. You can't turn back and regroup or something. It's done. When you're gone, as soon as you warp away, the fight is over. So we are peaceful and we never aggress anybody. That's strictly forbidden. We have to report on any kill mail where we did damage, more or less. Otherwise, you get kicked out of Signal Cartel. We rely on our reputation very much. Otherwise, we couldn't do our rescue stuff because people wouldn't trust us. That won't work. Now, the big three services we offer, the one some of you might know, is we regularly scan Thera wormholes, and you can just look at them and see where the signatures lead you to. The rescue caches and our 911 help system, where you can wait for rescue to help you out of wormholes, of course. That's just a quick view of our Credo. It's a long wall of text. I don't want to read it for you. It's just that you see we are not based on any strict laws or so. It's just a general idea which carries us. Then, of course, with our pacifistic way of playing Eve, we are a pretty snuggly corporation, as you can see on our Killboard. But we try to encourage each other that we accept losses. Of course, we get blown up. That's usual stuff that happens. But we don't cry about it, and we try to encourage each other to accept loss and try to learn from it. So we can't lose, we can just learn if we are not fast enough. Now, about our Eve Rescue Cache system. For that, I want to introduce it with a little video. And here we go.
Base, this is Thrice checking in. Cache in 170717 is good. Moving on.
Can anyone help me? I'm currently stranded in J115026. Normally I just self-destruct, but I installed these implants the other day and I don't want to lose this clone if I can help it.
This is Eve Scout Rescue. We read you. Sit tight. Let me see what I've got that might help.
Ah, that'd be great. Thanks.
Captain, a new search and rescue request has just been received.
Thanks, Allison. Let's go see if it's anything we can help out with.
There is an active rescue request in this system. Please check my monitor for details. Stay alert. There have been several ships destroyed in this system within the past hour.
Got it. Stranded vessel, this is Jack from Eve Scout Rescue. I'm in your system, and I'll have an exit for you shortly.
Okay, wow, that was fast. You're a lifesaver.
I've got a high-set connection bookmarked for you.
I got it. Open. I'm out to high-sec. Thank you.
Oh, so glad to be of service. Fly safe.
Greetings, Captain. I'm Allison, your Signal Cartel co-pilot. I am ready to go.
Okay, here we are again. Well, the rescue cache system works like this. We try to cover every wormhole in Eve with a secure container, and this container usually contains a probe launcher and probes. So if somebody gets stuck in the wormhole, like when he got disconnected and lost the probes and didn't have spares, or he followed somebody else who doesn't have anything, if you are prepared to refit your ship and you can fit a probe launcher, or you have one and lost just the probes, we can help you with a cache. And the cache name show you where to go. You just have to jump into our public channel, Eve Scout, and usually people hang around in there and they can guide you to the cache and tell you the password to open it, and then you can refit your ship if you have a chance to, and off you go, and the rescue is over. So that's pretty quick, under some conditions. So, as you can see in this pretty weird statistics, like in April this year, we covered like 77% of JSpace with our caches. We have like, that were like about 2,000 in the view caches in all wormholes, and we are constantly scanning for them or reactivating the timer, because otherwise the caches would vanish if we don't trigger them every 30 days. And many of our pilots do exploration, and while they jump from wormhole to wormhole, they either trigger existing caches or place new ones. That's how we achieve this high coverage of JSpace. Well, if you can't be helped with a rescue cache, there is another way we can help you. Because if we have a web page where you can just place a 911 call, and if you do this, a trigger gets on our Discord channel, and our rescue team gets informed right away, and they will try to get in touch with you pretty quickly, or as quickly as possible, and find out where you are stuck, what we can do to get there, if we have wormhole chains leading there on tripwire, for example. And it only depends on your time. If you are willing to wait for us to get there, we get there eventually, and then people get in contact with each other and plan how to rescue the guy who got there stuck. So there are no requirements for how well your ship is, how well your implants might be, or whatever. It only depends if you are willing to wait for us. That's everything it takes. There's no fee included or anything. Just tell us you want to be rescued. We place a SAR request in our system. Allison will inform us if some of our pilots stumble in the right system, and the rescue operation will be in place. That's pretty simple, I guess. Well, so many people ask us, well, who the hell gets lost in wormholes? But as you can see, that happens quite frequently. Like the system we currently operate is a bit over a year old now. And in the last year, 1.5 years, we had like 273 rescues with our caches, which gets to 15 per month. So the numbers are quite high. It's not something which is never happening or something. And the SAR requests where we actually were looking for specific wormholes were like 9 per month, or are like 9 per month. Though that's quite frequently. And we have pilots who only tend caches or who only work on SAR operations. They don't do anything else in Eve at the moment or during their time now. And the average waiting time for a SAR request is 5 days. So that's pretty fast. And in 44%, we even are able to help you within 24 hours. So if you're stuck with a valuable chip, which is just valuable to you maybe, tell us, we will help you and get you out. So this is our most crazy cacher. This is Lucy, and she has tended during the last year, I think, or so, more than 3,000 caches. That means she has been to more than 3,000 wormholes. The same again, of course. But she's very, very active, and the number is just unimaginable. Like she did 188 wormhole cache activities in 1 week, which I can't even imagine. But she's very, very active, and for her, it's just a relaxing spare time. She just jumps from one hole to the next, tending caches or sewing new caches, and taking care of them. That's it. Now I want to talk about our co-pilot, which got mentioned already a few times. So to give you a better understanding, and have another video to show you how this really works.
Captain, good evening. There are currently no war targets to worry about, but I remain confident you'll find some other way to get the both of us killed. Also, the Search and Rescue Division has asked me to update you with the current list of lost pilots. Please review that. Next item, weather. temperatures are expected to decline over the next million years as the universe continues its cooling trend. If there are ships camping outside this station, they haven't had any luck in the past hour. Off we go, into the wild black yonder.
Warp drive active.
Please place a bookmark on our exit. The past hour has been quiet in this system, no kills. A rescue cache exists in this system, however it has already been tended within the past 24 hours. This is a Class 5 system. In the past hour, only one ship has been destroyed in this system. Let us not make it two.
Warp drive active. Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted.
I once knew a pilot who spent most of his time in the station. It wasn't exciting, but he kept his ship very clean.
Okay. So here it's just a not complete list of what Allison actually does for us. Like we use her to do an undock check so we can check the kills in the system we are currently in and where we want to undock, which is very helpful in Thera, for example. We get a gate camp check if we jump into the next systems. She tells us whatever we need to know about our caches in the wormholes we jump into. Like you have heard, she tells us there is an already tended cache, so you don't have to bother or look for it and check if it's necessary to tend it. If there is no cache in the system, she would tell you that as well. And she helps, especially forgetful people like myself, to place bookmarks on exits. She reminds you about watching your D-scan and stuff like that as well. She also informs us, of course, if there is an open rescue request for the system we are in, and she tells us to the pilot that this is the system we're looking for. So that makes it very effective, and nobody has to look at lists and find or skip the wormhole, and you just find it later in your wormhole chain on Tripwire or so. She now already also shows a kind of chart where we display the wormhole class, and we see, for example, that currently the oldest open rescue request is in C6 systems or C5 systems or something like that. So people could actually be on the lookout for those systems and prefer those over others to be more efficient locating open requests. And she has some fun stuff also built in, like you can choose radio stations with her and listen to EVE stations or any, I don't know, it's a list of about a dozen or so radio stations. And sometimes during your journey, she has some snappy comments when you're right in space, and this usually scares the shit out of you. Like she breaks dishes and everything, and I always think it's my cats in the kitchen, but no, it's just Allison doing tricks. Something about our statistics for her. We are, as you can see, we are pretty active. Like we have been every wormhole 4 times at least. And 95% of all wormholes we have visited 16 times during 1 year. So we are very active in wormhole space. And like we get 77% of all wormholes available in each month. And she's quite chatty, as you can see. She talked like 600,000 times in this year to us. But I must admit, I feel kind of naked if I fly with my out-of-corp characters. I miss her. You get used to this functionality quite fast, and you miss it if you don't have it anymore. Well, that's it. Questions, anybody? Yes? Yes. She's a Signal Cartel only feature. Yeah. Ooh, I can find out who did. No, but I think it's hosted on Amazon, and I think it's a voice service there. But I can ask that parrot, where he gets the voice from. He's the programmer of Allison. Any more questions? Nobody dares to ask. We are friendly. Okay, then thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Sky Diamond. Very enlightening. I'd love to have Allison as a co-pilot, by the way.